Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Vortex. I don't really know if I'm going to comment about the thumbnail. It almost looks like it's some sort of from a sci-fi movie where, a vortex is opening up in space and time, and aliens are just about to sort of fly through that vortex. But just before I bring up the puzzle, today is an equality cages puzzle once again, and it's just so great to be back on familiar territory. I don't know about you, but I am very much a creature of habit, and not having essentially some of the regular in the series like oil and water or equality cages all happen to be that they ended in terms of the 2-star difficulty ones at the same time. And yeah, for a creature of habit like myself, it just was uncomfortable, would be the best way to put it. Not necessarily the best traits of mine. I can tell you it does frustrate Mrs. Sleuth every now and again. But once again, really glad to be back to equality cages. So enough of an intro, let's take a look at today's rule set. So equality cages 122 and shifter lines 108. And this is Vortex. Now, I could have sworn I've solved a puzzle just like this not long ago, where it was a combination of equality cages and shifter lines. But I kept checking through the kind of the channel's archives, and I just couldn't find anything. Like, it's not just that I didn't tag it correctly. I couldn't find anything with the word vortex, equality cages, 122, nothing. So I feel pretty confident I haven't featured it before, even though it looks similar, and I don't know why I'm having this deja vu moment. But anyway, quick reminder of the rule sets. Normal Sudoku rules apply. That means place the digits 1 to 9 once each, in every row, in every column, and in every 3x3 box. Fairly standard. And really we have 4 variant rules. We've got equality cages themselves, so quick reminder of that. Every single one of these cages must have an equal number of low digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, high digits, 6, 7, 8, 9, as well as even digits, so imagine that this is 2 or 4, and therefore odd digits, so imagine that this is 7 or 9. And that's essentially the crux of it. You need to have an equal number of low and high, odd and even. And notice, no 5s in any of the list of digits that I've given you. 5 can never be inside a cage, because they're all equality cages today. Then we have shifter lines. So adjacent digits within the same box on a shifter line share both parity, as in even/odd, or polarity, and polarity, as in low/high. But when the line enters a new box, either the parity or the polarity shifts, but never both. So, for example, if this is a 1, this would have to be a 3 because they need to both be low and odd. When I enter the new box, I have to shift either the parity, so this could be 2 and 4, or polarity, this could be 7 and 9, as in it went from low to high. What I couldn't do is shift both by going to 6 and 8, where I've changed both kind of the parity, as in it's gone from odd to even, and the polarity has gone from low to high. So that wouldn't work. Notice once again, there are no 5s on here. 5s are not allowed on any of these shifted lines, which is essentially all of these, I'm going to call them lime-colored lines. Then we have, of course, crop key dots. We've got black, we've got white. So black dots are in a 2-to-1 ratio. The cells are in a 2-to-1 ratio. If that's a 2, this would have to be 1 or 4 to actually be in a 2-to-1 ratio. And white dots have to be consecutive. So if that's a 2, this would have to be 1 or 3. It says not all dots are shown, so negative constraints do not apply. The 2 with a 4 here, which obviously would actually be mandatory on this shifter line, but no black crop key dot, even though they're in a 2-to-1 ratio, is not a problem. And this 2 with, let's say, a 3 here, without a white dot, is not going to be a problem either. Last but not least, adjacent cells connected with an X must sum up to 10. So if this was a 3, this would have to be a 7 to make sure that these two cells add up to 10. So that's all the rules we have for today. If you are looking forward to equality cages as much as I am, I'm sure you need no further encouragement from me to play along with the link in the description down below. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock, see how I get on. Sorry, I tend to do this often, but I really should be sort of thinking out loud. So I'm just taking in the grid as usual. And I'm just seeing that there is almost like a dearth of clues in a lot of boxes. And they're all almost, I mean, that's the whole point of a vortex, isn't it? It's all congregating and spiraling around the middle. So box 5, you're almost being pointed towards it with all of these lines, is probably where we should start. And what's catching my attention is this equality cage has essentially a low digit and a high digit. That's just the nature of an X. To add up to 10, you need one from 1, 2, 3, 4. You need another from 6, 7, 8, 9. Which also means that this black crop key dot is made up of a low digit and a high digit. So essentially this is a 6, 8 with a 3, 4. And I think I'm going to have to start already thinking about shifter lines to probably make progress. So quick reminder of something about shifter lines. The nature of these shifter lines is essentially these two cells have to be either from 1, 3, 2, 4, 6, 8, or 7, 9. And you may have seen me do this in previous solves where you can actually color these. Because essentially, whenever the shifter line enters a new box, did I do this? No, I mean, I always do it the other way around. I think it's just, sorry, creature of habit again. That does mean this is red, this is blue. Right, that's a lot more comfortable now. So imagine that this is blue. The nature of this is that this is at 2, 4, or 7, 9. As soon as you enter another box, you're either going to go anti-clockwise, so the 2, 4 becomes 1, 3, or you're going to go clockwise, the 2, 4 becomes 6, 8. What you can never do is essentially go across diagonally, because this is when it changes both polarity and parity. Now, one thing that I will do fairly soon is start to color some of these lines, but the reason this is interesting is, let's try 3 and 6. What does that do? Right, it's very interesting. It is very interesting. I think 3, 6 doesn't work. And here is why. If this is 3, 6, this is an odd and an even digit. Then I need to have another odd and an even digit. Otherwise, I essentially have overweighed myself to one of the parities. But to get to a 10, I have to both of these cells have to be the same parity. So it's either 1, 3, and 7, 9, or it's 2, 4, and 6, 8. So actually the colors weren't useful. It was just purely parity that got us here. Now, that means 3, 6 would break this, because I can't make 1, 3, and 6, 8 add up to 10, or 2, 4, and 7, 9 add up to 10. So this is not 3, 6. This is 4, 8. And this is therefore from 1, 3, and 7, 9. And of course, these cells are also from 1, 3, 7, and 9. And we already have some direction. This is not 7, 9. You can never have 7 and 9 on a black crop key dot. This is 1, 3. Therefore, this is 1, 3. These are not 1, 3s anymore. They're 7, 9s. That 1 and 3 is now a 2, 6. In fact, this 4, 8 is also a 2, 6. If it's a 4, it's a 2. If it's an 8, it's a 6. If it's a 1, it'll be a 2. If it's a 3, it'll be a 6. And that gives us a 5. I mean, that was available way earlier. I could have actually placed a digit rather than just this long-winded discussion. But no matter. We've got a digit. We've got box 5 pencil marked. And we're going to have box 5 colored, which will allow us to start to color all of these shifter lines. So I'm just using this guide for now. I will delete it in a moment. And remember, essentially, whatever color it is, it has to flip when it enters a new box. The 1, 3 can either become a 7, 9 or a 2, 4, etc., etc. This is clearly not 7, 9. A double 7, 9 here would actually break it. I'm not going to have 7, 9 across 3 boxes. Sorry, 3 cells. These are from 2, 4. That has to be a 7, 9. Something about small equality cages. I say small as in 2-cell equality cages. They have to always be the same color, because essentially whichever one this is, you need to shift both parity and polarity to make sure you have an equal number of odds and evens, lows and highs. That is not true for 4-cell cages. Clearly, as demonstrated here, we're going to have a mixture of blue and red. But this is blue, therefore this is blue. We'll figure out what it is in a moment. Now, if this is red, my options are, I mean, we've got a 2-6 and an 8-4-8 pair. So this could be 6 and 8 in this direction, or both of these could be 1-3s. Don't know what this is yet. If this is, yeah, I don't really know. If this is 4-2, that would be a 6. I mean, because of course this is 2-6, this is never a 6. So if it is red, yeah, this can't be the easy way out here. 2-4, that's easier. That's 2-4 pair. That is an 8. That is a 4. Thank goodness I looked around. Otherwise, it would have been quite a painful, flurry of activity there as we just unwind what happened there. 2-4 pair meant that's not a 4-8. That is an 8. Rest of all of this was just basically plugging it in. 2 and 4 in here. Actually, 7 and 9. That can't be a 6. That is forced to be an 8. 2 or 4 in here means this is 1 or 3. 5s can never be on shifter lines, remember. That's another 1-3, therefore. This is red, this is blue, which is 2, 4, 7, 9. Don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm going to keep coloring. So it's useful, you can see now in row 6 that I've got 1, 3, 6, 8. Which means that this shifter line has to be blue because I've literally used all of the 4 red cells. And I've used all of the 4 blue cells in here, so this has to be red. I mean, has to be, because this is blue anyway. This is not 6-8, this is 1-3, which makes this 2-4, makes this 2-4, makes this red. We don't know what red it is for just yet. Can I do better? Don't know, I feel like I have to look elsewhere at the moment. This is now obviously red, this is blue. Don't assume, they're crossing another border here, so don't make the mistake of going double blue. That is blue, then back to red. So we actually got 3 red cells, 4 red cells. Remember what I said earlier about the equality cage has to be the same. So this is both reds, this is both blue, therefore this is blue again. Crop key dots, you can have, it doesn't really matter because you can have 2 and 4. Or you could do 4 and 8 like we've done. So this doesn't tell us anything about the color. These are the 4 red cells, therefore this is blue. We've got 3 blue cells in here, therefore this has to be red. I'm kind of liking this setup. Of course, this is a blue shifted line, therefore it's changing color to red. Red in here means this has to be red. In the same equality case, these two have to be blue. That gives us the 2, 4, and 7, 9 done. I don't know if there's much more I can do without actually just starting to plug in some numbers. So I don't think that this is forced to be... Yeah, the number of things that actually have different colors across the crop key is probably fairly large. So 3, 6 isn't. 1, 2 is, 2, 4 isn't, and 4, 8 is. So I think these are my options. 1, 2, and 4, 8. 2, 4 is not, 3, 6 is not. Yeah, it feels like a lot of work to not get very much. Probably come back to that again later. Sorry, I'm thinking about it and I'm just deciding, no, this is not it. Right, we can do something in column 7 though. This is 7, 9. We've already placed a 2, 4. Therefore, this can't be 2, 4. This is 2, 4. This has to be 7, 9 in the equality cage. Don't know what this is. Don't know what these are. 2, 4, 2, 4, 7, 9. This has got to be a red cell. Again, I don't know what it is. I mean, interestingly, whatever it is, is going to be different from these, because this is 6, 8, therefore this will be 1, 3. If this is 1, 3, this would be 6, 8. But I just, again, I don't know what it is. I feel like I'm missing something. That would allow us to move forward. I mean, it is a 2-star difficulty rating, so, you know, it shouldn't exactly be a walk in the park. How about not a 3, therefore not a 1? Sorry, I should be thinking out loud. I'm maybe wondering if I can use this to my advantage at all at this point. So the nature of x's is they're always the same, parity. And I'm trying to understand if this can actually, is this even or odd? As in made up of even digits or odd digits? And I'm not sure I can figure it out. So 2, 8 seems possible. 2 and 8 in this direction, and then that would be 1 and 3. And then 4 with 6, and that would be 1 and 3. But just as equally, I could do 1, 9 and 3, 7, and I'm not sure I see the challenge with that. I do have a 1, 6 in here. Hang on. Maybe I'm not paying attention. So that's not from the red digits, because we've used all 4. This, I really shouldn't be thinking about coloring the X, if I'm honest, but I am going to do that briefly. And it's not 4, it is 2, 7, or 9. Therefore, this will be 1, 3, or 8. Huh. 1 or 6. If that's a 6, that would have to be a 3. Can't be a 1. If that's a 1, this would be 6 or 8. Not really helping myself here. This is 2 or 4. And therefore, this is 1 or 8. This is another 2, 4. Come on, Sleuth, wake up now. Yeah. Right, once we place that, this is a 2, 4. This is on the same shifted line, therefore this is 2 and 4. Yep. 7, 9 in here, I don't know. This could be 6, 8, or 1, 3. Can't tell. If this is 1, that would be 3. If this is 8, that would be 6. If this is 3, that's 1, and this would be from 6 or 8. If this is 8, that would be 6, and then therefore this would be from 1 and 3. This is not a very useful pencil mark. Ignore that. Yeah, not too sure. I feel like I'm missing something. Yep, this is 2 or 4. It's not a 2. Right, maybe we can start to make some progress now. This is a 4. 4, looking at a 2, looking at a 4, looking at an 8, looking at a 6. Right. Fine. Time to move again. Therefore, this is an 8. This is 1 or 3. Got a 1, 3 pair. Not sure how useful that is just yet. 2, 7, 9 means that this is 4, 7, 9 with a definite 4. 2 in here means that's not a 2, that's not an 8. Is that always the case for the X's? Actually, so coloring them may be useful. Whichever one is, it's always going to be made up of 1 blue, 1 red. That's kind of what we learned earlier in here. I just haven't used it. Interesting. 1, 3 tells us that this is 6, 8. That's progress. That tells me that this is another 1, 3, which tells me that this is another 6, 8. It is a 6 because we already placed an 8. And therefore this is 1, 3, this is 1, 3. This is an 8 because it's not a 6. And again, I'm not too sure what's next. What am I missing? So in here, I have 5 and 8, don't I? Yeah, these are the remaining digits. That clearly is not the 8 right next to it. So that's the 5, that's the 8. That looks good to me. We've done all of... So essentially, I've got 2 more blues in here. Of 2, 4, and 7, 9. Don't know which is which. How are we doing for time? 14 minutes. I think it's just... It doesn't feel fast to me, but I'm actually not doing too badly. But I mean, I am only halfway through, so this looks like a half-hour solve at the moment. I mean, is this blue? If it is blue, 7, 9, and 4, that would be a 2. And this would be 7, 9, that's one potential. Then the other alternative, 1, 8, and 6, means that this would have to be 3, and this would have to be a 6 because it can't be an 8. So that's like a full pencil mark of all the options, but not actually sure what's going on. I haven't used anything with this black crop kit. It feels premature. As always, when you get stuck, do some Sudoku sleuth. 6, not on these two cells, that's a 6. That gives me 5 and 9. That gives me some digits in here. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4. It is, okay, 5, 9 again. These two cells are therefore known. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is 6, 7. We know the order. That's 6, that's 7. This is not 3, 6. It's going to be, it's not even 1. This is 2, 4, 8. With a definite 4, and this is not an 8. Interesting. Okay. Not a 4. Not a 4. That is a 4. That's a 2. That's a 4. That's a 3. That's a 1. That's a 3. It doesn't tell me anything about these 1, 3s. That's fine. Nothing about this one either. Okay. So we've got essentially in here another 7, 9 and another 1, 3. We've to complete this column. Can't be a 1. That's a 1. That's a 9. That's a 7. That's a 9. That's not a 9. If it ever was. There's another 7, 9 in here with, I'm going to say a 3. 3, 7, 9. That's a triplet. Yeah, of course it is. Then we've got 2 here. 6 is not this cell. I don't know what it is, but yeah. And this one is a 5. We know what this triplet is now. We can pencil mark it at least. 2, 3, 5. With a definite 5, and this is not a 3. We know exactly what that digit is. That's a 7. Therefore, this is a 6. This is a 3. This is a 2, 5 pair. This is red. Doesn't, oh, hang on. 7 and 9 are looking at this cell. This is 2, 4. This is 2, 4. That's a 2, 4 pair. That's not the 4. That is the 4. That's a 2. That's a 4. That's again the white Kropke dot forcing the 3s and 1s. That was a 7 a long time ago when I added a 5, 9 pair. I don't know why I missed that for so long. Okay. 4 in here means that this is 7 or 9, kind of alongside this 7, 9. To complete the row, I need another 1, 3. Got red done. I need another, essentially, 2 blues and a 5. And I really can't tell where they go. Doesn't matter. In here, we definitely have a 2 and a 7, 9. 2, 2. They're all lining up. No 2s in here. That's 4 and 8. 8 and 3. These are both red. Not that it matters. I think I can go red all the way, can't I? I can put 1 and 6 in here. I literally can. I mean, I may actually have to. Might not have any other options to complete this. Yeah, these two have to be the same color. So they're either both red or they're both blue, and it can't be both blue. We've already placed all the, quite a few. So this is in fact forced as 1, 6. 1, 6. Interesting, not done that before. And these two cells are 2 and 5, I'm going to say. Am I resolving these later? Not too sure. 5s and 9s. I'm guessing something from this direction. It's sort of almost like its own vortex. I'm going to have a solution that goes all the way around this way. These two cells, they are 1 and Sorry, struggling to scan today. 1 and 8. That 8 gives me an order. That's an 8. That's a 1. That's a 3. That's a 1. That's not a 1. That's a 3. That's a 1. Is that helping? Not really. 7 and 9 helping. The 4. Yeah, ignore that, Sleuth. 5, 2. I need a 3 somewhere in here. It can only be one of these. Yeah, it's this cell. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need a 5. It's this cell because of this 5. I need 7 and 9. That's 7. That's 9. Right. 9, 9, 7, 5. 5 is in one of 2 cells. It's this cell specifically. Then I have 2 and 9. That's the 2. That's the 9. Right. Let's go around. This is not a 2, this is not a 3, this is a 7-9 pair, that's the 3. Am I breaking the 7-9 pair with a 9 in here because of this 7? And this 7 in here, 9, 7, 2, 5, 2, 5. And I've not made any mistakes, 9 for the finish. Stunning puzzle, as always, gUBBLOR. Absolutely stunning. And I loved kind of the little vortex at the end that sort of wound everything back up to box 3. So well named and phenomenally constructed as usual. As you guys know, we've got both shifter lines and equality cages as a playlist, so I'm definitely going to recommend to you those next. Hope you loved the puzzle like I did, and the video. It was a pretty smooth solve, other than, you know, the odd Sudoku being missed for ages. But otherwise, you know, 20-minute solve, I'm pretty happy with that. That's it for now. Only thing to say is hope to see you in the next video, and bye-bye for now.